Is percolating, my gamer peeps? It's your boy True, back with yet another edition of Gaming News with your boy True. Before we get started, I would like to implore you to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check me out on Twitch, check me out on DLive, check me out on my Facebook page at Aaron Babbage, that's where it's at, or True MasterSon Gaming and Fitness on Facebook. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're into gaming news, gaming reviews, and all things around the gaming industry. This is your one-stop shop to get it all. I would also like to ask you to please check out Twinsy Toy Talk, which is my daughter's channel. They do some awesome vlogging type stuff for kids that they would really enjoy. If you have little ones or if you're into toys or anything like that, check their channel out as well. With that being said, let's dive into the news. And I apologize for looking down there, but I used my phone to control my camera, which is quite helpful. Anyway, the first story that we are going to get into, and I decided on every news video I do that I will be reporting on the free downloads that PlayStation has available for the week. So let's get into this story. PlayStation fans looking for something new to play this weekend can download a brand new PS4 demo today. At no extra charge, gamers can head over to the PlayStation Store and start installing the new Code Vein demo. Haven't checked this game out yet, but with this article that I found, I may do it. It's designed to give the fans their first taste of the upcoming action role-playing game in the new PlayStation Network. Bonus only went live a few days ago. It will take just under 10 gigabytes of space on your PlayStation 4 hard drive, making it a much more meatier download. So be sure to free up any space you need to in order to download this if you choose to do so. The full game is being released on September 27th, making this a great way to check out what kind of gameplay experience you can expect. Excuse me. And developers Bandai Namco appear to be treating this Code Vein demo a little differently from others. Most trials are limited in scope, sometimes offering a small slice of gameplay or a timed experience that pins back exploration. In this demo, players will be able to dive into the character creator to create their own Revenant. You can experience an early section of the adventure and explore this part of the depths, a challenging dungeon that will test any Revenant skill. But in a recent update, Bandai Namco confirmed that this multiplayer mode and the Town of Sacrifice stage would be added to the demo soon. So they're going to be adding even more stuff to this demo, which makes it a pretty inclusive thing for you to try out before you buy the game. So, I mean, that's awesome. It has also been confirmed that Code Vein is available via remote play, a feature that was recently expanded to work on new platforms. So, PS4 gamers can look forward to trying out new bits of Code Vein via the demo in the coming days. For those wanting to know more about the story of Code Vein, you can check out the link in the description and read the article for yourself, because I just don't want to read the description of the game for you. I would like for you to check it out yourself. Gamers can also, there's a few other downloads available this week. I know I'm a little late. It is Sunday. I may not get this video up until Monday, but I still wanted to bring it to you hot and fresh off the presses. So gamers can also download, now I'm going to probably butcher this, it's Udawaramuno Zan demo, weighing less than 3 gigabytes to download on the regular PS4. Described as an action-packed brawler, the full version of Udawaramuno Zan will be available to purchase in Europe and North America in 2019. Another option worth exploring is the NBA 2K20 demo, which was added to the PlayStation Store earlier this year, But with the launch of the full game this week, it might be worth checking out features like the My Team Builder to see if that's something you would be interested in buying. Gamers can also choose to download the latest PlayStation Plus titles for free this month, including Batman Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3, which will be available to download until early October. So with that being said, there are some pretty awesome games available to play for free or download and check out for free on the PlayStation 4 for all of my PlayStation gamers out there. So get on your PlayStation, download some games, and let's get into it. With that being said, next news coming right up. Now, the next story that we are going to jump on into is involving EA Sports, and the headline is Electronic Arts receives a regrettable Guinness World Record. Now it says here, video game publisher Electronic Arts has been awarded a Guinness World Record awarded for 2020, but their accomplishment is not one to be proud of. Guinness has recognized EA for having the most downvoted post in the history of Reddit for their notorious defense of the excessive loot boxes in the 2017 release Star Wars Battlefront 2. The ill-considered rationale became a lightning rod for disgruntled fans who converged to give the post 667,821 downvotes, the most in the history of the site. Now that really sucks for EA. I mean, but they do say any publicity is good publicity, whether it's bad or good. You know the saying I'm getting at. But the record was understandably awarded with little to no fanfare. Reddit user, now I'm going to butcher this, u/amsha-spotted and shared an ignominious honor while reading through the latest edition of the Guinness Book of World Records. An official post by video games publisher Electronic Arts, and I quote, the section about the records reads, responding to players' complaints about having to unlock characters such as Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in Battlefront 2 2017 through loot boxes, has 683,000 downvotes, which really sucks for EA, but what can you do? I heard about this controversy with players being able to progress in the game, getting more achievements, so on and so forth by spending money and not actually grinding out and earning them in the game, and that's just bullshit if you ask me, so I can understand the controversy. But it says here the controversy that led to this comment was a flashpoint in an ongoing debate surrounding loot boxes in video games, a mechanic that allows players to purchase items or in-game progression with real money. The items or achievements that these boxes unlock often require inordinate amounts of work to unlock without spending real money, incentivizing players to make purchases, often known as microtransactions. Again, I think that's BS. If you're going to play a game that is like that online, competitive, or whatever the case is, and you want to progress in the game, you should have to play the game, not spend money in order to get further. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes, the comment from the EA community team began. As a cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to the milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that the players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion of the community, and the passion the community has set forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can. Since the controversy erupted, according to PC Gamer, EA and developer DICE have listened to complaints and began rolling back the amount of work required to progress in the game and unlock certain items and characters without parting with real money. So at least they're trying to fix the problem. I'm just bringing you the story. Again, I do feel that it is bullshit that if I'm playing a game and I'm grinding and I'm doing the work and I'm putting in the time, and some asshole can just come and spend money, which I don't have, to progress and beat me per se, it would suck. It's bullshit. But with that being said, I'll quit giving you my opinion and we will dive into the next and final story of this episode of Gaming News with your boy True. And as promised, the third and final story that we're going to get into is a little bit of a lengthy one, but I definitely felt it deserved a little bit of light shed on it. Cool story by the gamer. And me being pretty much a strictly console gamer, the headline is PlayStation versus Xbox, 3 generations of console wars. And the story says, nearly 18 years ago, Microsoft entered the gaming market with its Xbox brand. This move sparked a decades-long rivalry between the company and Sony, which owned PlayStation. Over the years, the so-called console wars have prompted gamers to take sides, and some even voicing passionate defenses of their choice of console. Excuse me. But which company is actually winning this war? The following is a look at the console feud through the generations in an effort to determine whether the Xbox or PlayStation reigns supreme. To better understand Sony's and Microsoft's deep-rooted competition, it's important to us to first establish what signifies a new console generation. At first, one might think that it has to do with the time period in which the console launches. However, it actually relates to the shift in hardware and software. For example, the Nintendo Entertainment System, an 8-bit console, is part of the third generation, while its successor, the 16-bit Super Nintendo Entertainment System, is part of the fourth generation. The original Xbox and PlayStation 2, both 128-bit consoles, are known as the sixth generation, as they each doubled the bit rate of previous fifth generation consoles. Now we'll take a look at the sixth generation, Xbox versus PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 and the Xbox debuted almost a year apart. Upon its release in Japan on March 4th, the PlayStation 2 touted backward compatibility with PlayStation 1 games and could play DVDs. These two features led it to sell 10.6 million units worldwide by March 31st, 2001. The Xbox launched on November 15, 2001. This included improved software and hardware capabilities with nearly double the memory and processing power of the PlayStation 2. Consumers purchased 1 million Xbox units within 3 weeks of the console's launch. Though its success wouldn't last, the Xbox sold poorly outside of the North American markets, leading to worldwide sales of only 24 million. The PS2 fared much better, shipping 100 million units by late 2005. It was the fastest selling game console of all time until the release of the PlayStation 4. It's perhaps most impressive that Sony sold 55 million additional units after 2005, bringing the total console sales to 155 million PlayStation 2s sold. That's just incredible. A series of exclusive titles contributed to the console's overall success. In terms of units sold, Microsoft lost the first console war. However, it changed the gaming landscape through its Xbox Live feature and the fact that it contained an additional hard drive which sold separately as an add-on for the PS2. Now we'll dive into the 7th generation, which is the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. Xbox 360 had a head start for the 7th generation of consoles, launching a year before the PS3. Microsoft released the Xbox 360 on November 22, 2005. Despite an initial console shortage, the Xbox 360 shipped 1.4 million units worldwide by the end of 2005. In addition to being able to stream both music and video from a player's PC, the Xbox 360 could play games either from a physical disc or directly from its hard drive. As for backwards compatibility, it could play most original Xbox games, but users needed a hard drive and an internet connection to update the console. Things would only improve for Microsoft as the release of Halo 3 would help the Xbox ship 30 million units by May 2008. As console sales increased, so too did Xbox Live's user base. In January of 2011, Microsoft reported that it had over 30 million active users. Microsoft sold 76 million Xbox 360 units worldwide, making it the 8th best-selling console of all time. It also shipped 24 million Kinect sensors, which is insane. So now we're into my mouse not working anymore, so I apologize. And now it says Sony's late start with the, and I apologize, with the PS3 meant it would enjoy gaming exclusives like its predecessor, additionally with a reported $840 break-even PS3 console price. Sony eventually conceded and sold each system at a loss. In some cases, this loss amounted to more than $240 per unit, depending on the model. However, with the PlayStation 3, Sony also introduced players to the PlayStation Plus, something that remains a cornerstone of the company's service package to this day. The original PlayStation 3 consoles played PS1 and PS2 games, though later models did away with the PS2 compatibility entirely. The PlayStation 3 was also the first console with a Blu-ray drive, making it possible for game designers to store more data on individual discs thanks to Blu-ray's discs' increased capacity. Due to the high cost of its hardware, it was 2 years before Sony could report that its gaming division was profitable. It continued to sell PlayStation 3s at a loss until late 2010, when Sony discontinued the PS3 worldwide on May 29, 2017. It had sold just over 83 million units, significantly lower than Sony's original 140 million projection. In the end, both consoles had problems early. I'm butchering it. Early PS3 console owners reported hardware issues, coining the term yellow light of death, describing a blinking light that indicated serious malfunction, and boy do I remember that one. Early Xbox 360 owners encountered similar issues, with players calling it the red ring of death, which I also remember, referring to a ring-shaped red light that appeared on an unusable console. Overall, Sony sold more 7th generation consoles than Microsoft. However, given that Sony took a major hit on each console sold for many years, Microsoft likely topped the earning chart. Ultimately, the Wii, surprisingly enough, the Wii was this generation's real winner, as it beat both by a large margin, which I said surprisingly just because I didn't get much into the Wii, but it was super popular. And on to the most current and right now generation, the 8th generation Xbox One versus the PlayStation 4. Sony and Microsoft released their respective 8th generation video game consoles within a week of one another. The PlayStation 4 launched on November 15, 2013, and the Xbox One followed days later on November 22, 2013. While the launch dates were similar, price tags were not. The PlayStation 4 retailed for $399.99, while the Xbox One cost $499. The consoles include similar hardware, though the Xbox One contained a slightly faster processor. Additionally, the Xbox One was backwards compatible with select Xbox and Xbox 360 titles, while the PlayStation 4 handled PS1 and PS2 games through emulation, which I just looked this up recently, and you actually have to go to a certain site and download the games in order to play them, or download some sort of player in order to play them, but it is possible. Haven't done it yet. But anyway, Sony sold 40 million PS4 units worldwide by May 22, 2016. That total now stands at more than 100 million. Microsoft sold 1 million Xbox One units within just 24 hours. Holy shit. Ultimately shipping 2 million units worldwide within just 8 days. By November 12, 2014, Microsoft reached 10 million worldwide Xbox One sales. However, this milestone also signified the beginning of a downward trend for the system. As of late 2018, sales numbers indicate that the console has only shipped 41 million units worldwide, falling well behind the PS4. So, with that being said, the article to me seems like it's been a back and forth battle, and we'll only have to add on once the next generation comes, which should be, from everything that I've seen, either late this year to mid next year, sometime 2020 I think is what we're looking at for the next generation consoles. As far as price tags, whether you are a PlayStation connoisseur such as myself, I have been gaming with PlayStation. Well, let me tell you, I started with PlayStation. Let me go back. Sorry, I had to make sure my camera was still running. I started with Commodore 64. Then we got an Atari. Then I didn't play anything for years until later I got a Nintendo. After that, Sega was the thing, so I got some Sega in my system with a little Sonic the Hedgehog amongst other games. And then from Sega it was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. Not so much because I'm against any other gaming systems, it's just they're a little bit pricey and hard to afford. So I just went with PlayStation and stuck with it because it was the one system that I knew how to play and I liked, and I could eventually afford once the price dropped. But I am looking forward to getting into some PC gaming as well as some Xbox gaming. But we'll see. We'll see what the next generation holds. So with that being said, which I like to say a lot, with that being said, this is going to wrap up this edition of Gaming News with your boy True. Again, if you're into gaming, you like some game reviews, some gaming news, anything that I decide to come up with in around the gaming genre, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, True MasterSon, just like it sounds. But you will become, once you subscribe, a true master, son. But that's enough cringe, that's enough of all of that. And until the next time, my people, my family, my folks, my friends, my subscribers, my peeps, over and out.